Well, well, well. We're back. Welcome to This Can Make Us Famous podcast. I am your host, Jason McCormick. In the studio with me, Mr. Charlie Bartha. Thank you for being with us. You come here a lot, a whole lot. You are a guest all the time.
The food's good.
Yeah, he's here for the food. Well, we got a lot to talk about. It's going to be good. Oh, yeah. So, we got to make sure we keep our...
Social distance.
Even though this is not 6 feet, this is more like, what, 3 feet? 2 feet?
2.5.
2.5 feet. Oh, and then also... we need to make sure that we check our temperatures and make sure we're not dying of the coronavirus.
How you gonna
or
do that with
COVID-19.
your
Watch.
headphones on?
I'm gonna show you. Okay, my temperature is
675.
97.9. So you have to have a temperature, I believe, of 101. Isn't that it? Like over 100?
Yeah, probably.
What's the fever? I don't know. 100? Over
103 according to the song.
Oh, 103. It's a pretty cool device. Pretty cool. I would check yours, but I can't invade the social distance. You know, you got to think about it. The people that are checking your temperature have to get close enough to check your temperature.
They got those body scan things now.
So they just scan your body?
They just
Really?
walk up to it and scan your body.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of scary, but
That's really, that would make me feel very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. So there's a lot of bad news going around. It's like all you hear and all you see out there is just horrible, horrible news going on about the, politics and religion, mostly politics nowadays. But, I guess you could say religion because the whole drama with the churches and stuff that's going on.
yeah.
With them, churches having to sue because they feel like their rights are being violated because they feel like they shouldn't have to, cancel their services or at least have them at home like they've been doing. So it's just it's a tough situation all around. I mean, it's hard to say you really have the answer for it, but it's really sad that all this is going on, and I never thought ever in my life that I would ever witness something like this. So, but I know that when I get old, I'll be able to look back.
Did you think you were just going to get raptured and go away?
I thought I was just going to be raptured and sucked up into the sky, and that's it. No, it's interesting times. It's a story that I'll be able to tell my grandkids if, of course, if the world lasts that long. I don't know according to what's going on. But what I wanted to say with all that is that there was a man named John Krasinski who is a really an amazing actor. I've watched a lot of his movies, and he's just a well-rounded actor. He doesn't just do comedy. He does serious films. He did one called Quiet Place, which I don't know if you saw that. It was about those creepy creatures that you can't make any noise at all or else they'll take you out. So
I'm sorry, I don't even know who the guy is. So
amazing actor. He was in Office. That's what he's famous for, playing Jim in Office.
which
Hilarious.
one was Jim? I watched Office.
Jim was the one with he's the one that dated Pam, or he had the hots for Pam.
I gotta Google this.
You gotta Google him. So anyways, John Krasinski wanted to combat the whole negative news thing. And to be honest with you, I'm sure that he's not the only person out there that said, man, I really wish there was a good news channel that only talked about good news. I, for one, have said that, but he beat me to it, and he started SGN, Some Good News. Well, what's going on right now, what's trending is that he sold SGN to CBS, and everyone's calling him sellout. What do you think? Do you think that's being a sellout? because what he did was a very good thing that I think we
Is
needed.
this the dude?
Yeah, that's him. So would you say, what would you think? You think he's a sellout for doing that? For selling to the big news?
Well, everybody has a right to make a dollar.
Right. I mean, and it's a really
He didn't
tough
do it.
question to answer because,
He didn't do it in a way that's crooked or anything either. So
right. I mean, he legitimately built it and sold it. It's tough. I could see how people could be bothered by it, and I could see how people are like, I don't care. I mean, for one, just put yourself in John's shoes. You created something during the whole quarantine thing from your house, and you're a big time actor who's got all kinds of other stuff to do to make millions of dollars, and someone offers you, I mean, even if you weren't an actor, just a regular person, you created something like this, started your own YouTube channel, became successful like that, and you were offered millions of dollars to buy it, would you not take millions of dollars, or would you be like, you know what? I don't want to sell out to the big, news media. I'm just going to let the channel just die and stay where it is, or, try to get someone else to maintain it. But I mean, you can't blame the dude for wanting to, financially benefit from it. So you shouldn't hate on him. But however, it is bittersweet because, the whole point of him creating this news channel was to step away from the big news media that only talks about negative stuff. And so the irony is he ends up selling to the big, so now they own it. So do you think that they're going to do anything with it? Or you think they bought it up to just get rid of
They
it?
bought it up, probably just get rid of him.
Yeah, to get rid of that.
Like
They're like,
taking
we don't like good news. You can't make money on good news.
Good news is good news.
Yeah. I think, no matter what happens, I think he started something by doing that. And I think there's going to be more people doing that, to be honest with you. And I wanted to do it years ago.
He probably had reliable sources too, where some other people that start up news channels don't.
Well, you know what, Charlie? Maybe we should turn this into a good news where we only tell, we'd be like, today's news, a young man helped walk an old lady to her car and put her groceries in her car. And other news, a firefighter saved a kitten from a tree.
I like that.
That's a good one, actually. Yeah. We all love kittens. So to all the listeners out there, those watching on YouTube, tell me what you think about it in the comment section. I just want to know what other people think about this whole thing with John Krasinski and SGN and selling to CBS. What's your opinion? Do you think it's good or bad? I'd love to know what it is. And something going along those lines.
Speaking of comment section below.
Yeah.
Yeah. And subscribe button.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if this channel gets 50
Oh
subscribers,
my gosh. He won't let this die.
It's a good time because you brought up, talk and subscribe and other things.
Yeah.
So if this channel gets 50 subscribers, which it has 44, that means only 6 more people need to subscribe.
And it's been hard to get those 44.
I haven't been able to come up with enough names.
Charlie's over there creating counts like, ugh.
Anyway, Jason, who really hates onions, especially red ones. I don't know why they're called red because they're actually purple.
Just raw onions. Hate them.
So he is going to eat on this channel a raw red onion.
I will take a bite out of a raw red onion and you will see me throw up. And hopefully that video will go viral. And I'll never have to eat an onion again. So help me God. So, yeah.
I just had to throw that in there because that seemed like a perfect time since you were talking.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get 60 or 50 subscribers. So that'd be great. Doing everything I can to get there because I want to reach the people. I want to build a huge audience, and so
So he
he
is
me.
here for you. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So and that I this is a good spot since you brought that up. This is a good spot to share the vision of the channel. I kind of hinted on it before. This is kind of a little bit of a segue, and we'll get back to our talking points. So the channel, and I'm gonna be more creative in making it known to people because when they hear the name, this can make us famous. They probably are thinking, "Wow, this dude is super vain. He's all in it for fame. He's just trying to be famous." However, if they actually sat down and talked to me or knew the vision, it's absolutely the opposite. The channel, the vision on the channel is not for me to get famous. I realized throughout the years that there's so many amazing people that have incredible stories that, like Charlie. And the reason why Charlie's a significant part of the show, and we have some awesome news coming really soon and how we're going to structure the show. It's pretty awesome, but I'm not going to share it yet. It is definitely in the works and it's going to happen soon. But I'm just practicing. So I have kind of the same people coming every time. Eventually, we're going to have 3 very soon where we're going to. So I'm going to be having Charlie in another spot, doing all the research stuff. And he's still going to be on the camera, but we're going to be bringing in another guest. To each week I'll try to bring in someone new that you haven't heard from. So my point is, I'm kind of rambling on. The channel is to promote people. I realize there's so many people out there that have a story. They have funny stories. They have serious stories, interesting stories, and they don't have a platform to tell the world about it. And I feel like the whole world needs to hear these stories. It may be inspiring. It may make them laugh. We see all these channels out there, all these podcasts and TV shows, and they only promote people that already have a name, people that are already famous and successful. And there's all kinds of successful people out there that are not famous that just are great people to talk to. And man, I'll tell you what, throughout my life, I know you guys can relate. There's people out there that have some hilarious stories that you're like, dude, if other people heard about that, man, they'd laugh their heads off. So that's the whole point of the show. It's all about people. I want to bring interesting people on.
Don't point at me.
Yeah, don't point at me. Like the episode 8, that guy said, don't point at me. To give them a platform to promote themselves and whatever they're doing in their life, whatever it is, and then just share some fun stories. And then we do a lot of fun things like with Charlie. We do What's in Charlie's Bag. I've gotten some people making fun of me about it. And you know what? I just don't care. I don't care what other people think, making fun of me. And I love people's opinions. It's going to happen doing this kind of thing. But that's just that. That's their opinion and their view. But I'm having fun, guys. I'm in this to have fun. I may not make a dime from doing this. And I asked myself before I started, like, could I do this for the next 3, 4, 5 years without making any money? Absolutely. I could do this every day because it's so much fun. I love it. It's a great hobby for me. And
He likes to talk.
I love to talk. My wife would agree. And I hope it turns into something where I could do this for a living. That would be a dream come true. But that's the vision of the channel. To promote people, to give them a platform to voice themselves to the world. And that's the direction I'm heading, and I'm trying to make it happen. And it's going to be fun. So yeah, we're going to be doing stuff like trying out different foods and maybe products, like just fun, entertaining things, and just talking. And hopefully you guys find it interesting. And there'll be people that think this is the most ridiculously dumb show ever, and they won't, but there's going to be people that love it.
I've watched, and there's ridiculously more dumb shows than this one.
Yeah, and they have millions of subscribers, and it's like, wow, that's all right. I just appreciate people stepping out, and even if someone else's channel is not my thing, like there's a lot of channels that I've kind of went through the videos and I'm like, I lost interest. But you know what? That doesn't mean I don't care about what they're doing, because everybody's got a dream and they're chasing it. And so I applaud every creator on every platform that's hustling every day. They spend hours editing, just to only get 1 or 2 subscribers. You know, I feel for you. I'm in the same boat, but just have fun with it. Enjoy it. Don't be stressed out.
We tried scuba diving, but that wasn't very successful.
Yeah, Charlie got stuck between a coral reef and a shark. No, so I'm excited about it. It's a great journey. So we're moving along. I know you're tired of hearing me talk about that. So we were just talking about SGN, some good news, and John Krasinski. Well, along those lines is the most famous, most popular, successful, by far, podcaster on YouTube. I think he basically pioneered the whole video podcast industry. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Joe Rogan just recently, I don't know if you heard about this, but Joe Rogan is leaving YouTube, and I believe it's by the end of the year. He sold the podcast, or he didn't sell it. He signed a contract with Spotify. Spotify is this big music company. They've been really going after podcasters, and I think they're the leaders in podcasts now. I'm pretty sure. And they signed a humongous $100 million deal with Joe Rogan, and it's like record breaking, man. So Joe Rogan will be exclusively on this Spotify. And I actually recently got on Spotify. I'm on Anchor, and they distribute all the podcasts that I do on every single platform. So you guys can find me on Spotify and iTunes and
LinkedIn
and pretty much every single one there is. But Joe Rogan, you would think like he's jumping up and down, and I'm sure he is, like, you know, behind the scenes, like, dude, $100 million. That is insane, dude. Like Howard Stern signed a deal for, XM Series Radio or something. He signed a deal for 90 million, I believe. And he's exclusively on.
I bet it was because of his hair.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Hopefully he doesn't see this one day and be like, you son of a gun. I just don't like how two-sided he is, like double standards. He gets on people for being predators towards women. And then have you seen some of Howard Stern's things?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Borderline. I mean, it isn't borderline. It's sexual harassment. I mean, crazy, man. Dude's crazy. And he's famous, and he could say whatever he wants because he's a big dog. So doesn't mean I have to like him.
Because he's got a good voice and a nice
he does have an amazing voice.
Beautiful
and his
haircut.
hair is beautifully gelled. I mean, you could just see the glimmer, like the shine off of his beautiful hair. So Joe Rogan, you would think he'd be jumping up and down, but apparently he feels a little gross about it. Like it's not really, he doesn't want to celebrate to the whole world because of all the stuff that's, you know, it says while all this stuff is going on with the world, people losing their jobs, it makes him feel bad that he, you know, had this amazing life-changing experience. That's not quoting him exactly, but but this is all going to be happening towards the end of the year, which, I mean, this should be an interesting direction for the future of podcasters. I mean, this dude has paved the way, and I think there's going to be greater opportunity on Spotify for this kind of thing. Now he is leaving YouTube behind. So I believe, from what I've read, that he's not going to be having any of his content on there anymore. It's gone. It's going to be on Spotify.
Maybe we just moved up in the world.
Yeah, he moved. I mean, I think it's a good move though. I mean, people are getting so tired of YouTube, and I can't hate on him because I'm depending on them, and YouTube has changed the world, some for the better and some for the worst. Um, there's been some really bad stuff posted on YouTube that's really affected the world, but then there's been a lot of good. I mean, I can't tell you how many things I've been able to fix just from going on YouTube, Like if I have to fix a sink or fix a part in my piece of junk Chevy Cruze that I'll never own ever again in my life. I hate you, GM. No, I love you. I love everybody, but not GM. That car is a piece of garbage.
Every GM or just GM like General Motors?
I would assume it's all the same, but Chevy Cruze is horrible. So anyways, YouTube, I've been able to look on YouTube to find ways to fix the car, and it's saved me money in a lot of ways. So I'm grateful for it. I just love it. I think it's brilliant platform that was created, and YouTube or Google bought them up. And I can't even remember who the creator of YouTube is, but they made a lot of money from it, and if they would have kept it, they would have made a lot more. But
they should have held out for Amazon.
Oh, Amazon would have. Yeah, they're the Goliaths, man. Amazon's taking over the world. But yeah, Joe Rogan signed $100 million deal. That's good for him. I think it's going to be interesting to see what the future of podcasting is going to be, especially since I'm a part of it now. So Joe Rogan, good for you, man. I applaud you, all those years of hard work. You built something amazing, and we're all grateful for it, and we wish you the best. Also, could you plug my podcast? Just kidding. Yeah, that's awesome. So
we'll just take a third of what you got.
Yeah, a third. Jeez, man, $100 million, crazy. So I saw something the other day on the internet, Charlie, that has really got me thinking here.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Not another hot sauce.
No, definitely not. I'm done with that stuff, man. I got one more bottle in reserve, and I'm saving it for a rainy day.
Hey, it rained all day today, but you're not bringing it
not
out.
Literally.
You're not bringing it out today.
Literally. So I saw something. There was a news article that was going around on the internet, and it kind of blew my mind. How many of you out there have, especially now with this whole COVID-19 thing, we are all urged to wash our hands, and use hand sanitizer and wear the mask. And so, we're all out there squirting the bottles of hand sanitizer in our hands. Well, how many of you guys actually leave the hand sanitizer in your car? I, for one, do. Well, apparently, one of them caught on fire. Like, hand sanitizer caught on fire in the door and burnt up the door of the car. And in the news article, they urged people to not leave hand sanitizer in the car. I would assume it has to do with.
Well, there is a high alcohol content.
Yeah, I would assume it'd have to do with alcohol. The high alcohol content would probably be a determining factor in it catching on fire, because
there are some that are
flammable.
made. There's some now that are made by distilleries.
Oh, really?
And those are 80 and 90 proof alcohol.
So you could get drunk on hand sanitizer?
Yeah, you could, and they don't put the.
So you can kill the germs on the way down.
They don't put the aloe vera in it or whatever that makes it thick.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like a bottle of liquor.
Mm. Wow. Well, I like the.
Matter of fact, I was in a store the other day, and they put the alcohol caps on top. So you had to get the like if you were buying a regular.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Jeez. You'll kill the germs of the future. You won't even kill the germs currently on your hand. You'll kill the ones 10 years from now. It's crazy. Now, and we were at the store the other day, and we saw the hand sanitizer bottles were like $3-something for like a little tiny one.
They probably had CBD in them. I didn't look.
No, they didn't. They didn't have CBD. I couldn't believe it, man. It's like, I guess I've been.
Maybe that was because we were at that one store. They don't specialize in that kind of stuff.
Well, it's, I don't know, man. That seems like price gouging to me. A little tiny bottle of hand sanitizer, like $3-something. Crazy. That should have been like 80 cents.
I don't know.
I should figure out how to make my own hand sanitizer.
Well,
Just straight alcohol.
yeah.
Well, alcohol.
Get you a distillery.
Yeah.
You know, get some wheat
And some aloe.
and some aloe vera, I guess, and
Moisturizer so it's not drying out your hands. So we were talking about alcohol. I've noticed that some like alcohol prices are going up. And I don't know if they're I haven't been in a little while, but I remember going to the gas station and like something that was normally like $6 or $7 was like 10, $9 or $10.
well, they shut down a lot of distilleries, and made them start making sanitizer
Hand sanitizer? Yeah.
because of supply and demand. So that could have a little bit to do with it.
Well, there's a lot of
I don't think it's because of the barley or wheat or anything like that.
I mean, well, you got to think about it. Like when one thing is held up, it holds up a lot of other things. Like everything is affected by all of this. So I mean, the trucking's slower, the cost of everything, one thing leads to another. So, the fuel prices going up, milk going up, meat and all that stuff. It's all affected by, the shutdown. It greatly affected our economy. So I was just ordering some stuff on Amazon, and stuff that would normally be there is just completely out of stock. So I try to order another microphone, and it's completely out of stock. It's been out of stock for days. And there's so many products like that. So
By the way, will they automatically ship it when it comes in?
yeah, they don't charge your account until it ships.
I didn't know if
So
they put you.
who knows? It may not ship for. I have some sound panels, like these black sound panels back here. You can't see it obviously when you're listening to the podcast, but I have black sound panels, and I ordered some more, and they were supposed to be in like a week and a half ago. They're still not in, and they may not even be here tomorrow. So I would assume it has to do with all this stuff being held up. So
Could be.
But I'm a patient man, and of
Maybe
course,
they got
during all this, I
intercepted.
have to be. It wouldn't be a kind thing for me to be upset about me not getting my stuff right away with all this going on, because it's not just about me.
Unless it's toilet paper.
Unless it's toilet paper, you gotta have toilet paper. Which, by the way, we ran out last night, and my wife got some, so. I wish I had the little applaud button. Thank you, wife, for getting us toilet paper. And now the whole world knows about it. So, yeah, hand sanitizer.
So not only is
Expensive,
she a
and it
good
catches
cook,
on fire. So be careful out there with your hand sanitizer.
not only is she
Don't
good,
leave it in your car.
not only is she good cook, but she can magically make toilet paper appear.
I'd like to make my own toilet paper. Just go cut down a tree and
Yeah, go ahead. I want to see that process.
make my own toilet paper
Okay.
rolls. You don't see toilet paper salesmen like, you guys have a dog treat business, Canine Crumpets, and you go out and make dog treats, and you sell the dog treats and the dog clothing. Do you ever see anyone that makes homemade toilet paper?
No, about the closest I've thing is the thing. Closest I've
A
seen
scoop?
is
Shovel.
the wife's friend there that makes those paper towel.
Oh,
whatever they call-
like the cloth. It's like I don't even know what fabric it is. but-
unroll.
Yeah, it's like they made their own napkins. They have all these designs on it, and they have little plastic snap-on buttons, and it makes a whole roll if you roll it out. You just wrap it up and then unsnap it, and then use it and wash it. It's pretty neat. I think it's a good idea.
On paper
paper towels or on paper towels.
On paper towels.
On paper towels.
Whatever it is, whatever she
paper?
calls it, she makes them. That's the closest thing I've seen to toilet paper is paper towel.
And speaking of the shows and stuff, and
Other than cloth diapers.
Yeah, Canine Crumpets. Your business has been severely affected by the shutdown. I mean, they depend on shows. They go and do all these different shows like military bases and like festivals and just any kind of big gathering, and they sell their treats there. And with all the shutdown, man, it's like it shut them down completely, majorly. And so my mother-in-law was very creative. We talked about this on a podcast. She was creative and created masks. So she's selling masks that she's making to generate cash flow. But man, it's been really hard on her with all these shows shutting down. I mean, I'm hoping that the fair, we live in Missouri, so she goes to the Missouri State Fair in Sedalia.
We were hoping to make the North Dakota State Fair, and they canceled that. That would have been.
Oh, are you serious? They shut it down?
They shut it down. The reason they shut it down, because it's coming up like second week in July or end of June, somewhere around there, where the Missouri Fair is until.
I didn't know that.
Missouri Fair is until September-ish or something like that.
Right, but they're probably gonna cancel that too. It's like they're canceling everything.
The reason they canceled North Dakota isn't because there's been outbreaks or anything like that there. They don't know how they're going to do the social distancing thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't know, or there's a lot of vendors / people that come from other states.
Right.
So they don't want them bringing...
Oh, cross-contamination.
They don't want them bringing the EBGBs across the state line.
Oh. Man, well, I really hope that this summer's not a bust. It sucks for me, but the people I feel the worst about is people like you guys that depend on the crowds and stuff, but also the graduates, the people that 2020 was their year to graduate.
Not only was it their year to graduate, Jason, they were born during 9/11.
Oh my goodness. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, of course, unless they were held back, then they were born before. Right. What? Wow. I never connected those dots.
Yep. I didn't either until my second part-time job. Her daughter graduated this year, and that's when I got wind of it.
Oh, wow. That is crazy, man. So they were born in the worst tragedy to ever happen to the United States. And then they graduate and probably the worst thing
to happen
in the United States or the world, to be honest with you. I think this has affected the whole world, but this is historic by like a long stretch. So, but yeah, I feel bad for them. I mean, there were some people that were doing their graduation in Walmart over the intercom. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to improvise, but man, I feel so bad for them. They missed out on prom. They missed out on walking across the stage. Their last year with their classmates and senior skip day and doing all the pranks at the end of the year. That was the best part about being a senior is drawing giant wieners on people's cars and getting in trouble by the vice principal who was related to the friend that was also drawing giant wieners on the car. It's not like I did that. Anyways, moving along.
You just heard about it?
Yeah, I heard all about it. So yeah, man, I feel bad for you guys, but you know what? You're gonna have the greatest graduation story ever. Like, no one's gonna be able to top it. You win. 2020 graduates, you totally win for the most epic 2020 end of the year graduation story.
The only thing that would top that, I think, is if we were sitting at graduation and the rapture came.
Or the rapture. If the rapture happened, that'd probably top it. But
yeah. I think they got it. I think that's the only thing that would top it.
Yeah, you guys win. You totally win. And when you're sitting down talking to your grandkids, you can tell them, We had the great COVID-19 outbreak. The whole economy shut down. The whole world shut down. The school shut down all over the world, and we couldn't even go to school. Couldn't walk across the stage.
Yeah, it won't be like, my
No
grandparents
prom.
who said, "Oh, yes, I used to have to get up early in the morning and walk 5 miles to school
Barefoot,
uphill to and
both ways, barefoot.
and stoke the fire so everybody would be warm in the morning." Yeah, my grandpa was good at stories.
Yeah, story. Those are just that, stories.
Yeah, there was one story, I guess. He was driving through this town. He used to have his popcorn stand.
Uh-huh.
And my grandma goes, "Oh, that popcorn smells good." So I turned around, drove by it again so she could smell it again. That never stopped.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. See, and that's what I mean by the whole like podcast. Like what my goal is there's so many interesting stories like that. It's funny, dude. Funny. You know what cracks me up is like when people you send something funny to people and they put ha 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 or laugh out loud. I wish you could actually see their face in that moment. They should create an app for that where you can just a quick snapshot of their face to see if they're actually laughing. It's like people only laugh through text now.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's so funny.
Or give it a smiley,
And their face is just
smiley faces with tears.
tears, yeah. And they're not crying or smiling. They're not doing it at all what that emoji is implying. Yeah. Hypocrites. No, I've done that. Everybody's done that. It's just something you do. It's like you live through emojis and through text and phony words and not human emotion anymore.
Yeah.
But emotions.
Just like we're, this close together and Jason's on his phone the whole entire time on his podcast. So
We're almost there. I'm trying to honor the 6 feet, but it's not working.
I don't. This room's not even 6 feet wide.
I know if you guys saw this room, you'd be astonished at how I'm holding it together up here. And then when you see my future plans, which are going to be revealed within the next week or two, you'd be. Maybe I should take a little video tour of the studio and show everybody sometime. Yeah. But so, man, all this stuff going on in the world. The last thing you want to hear about is more cop brutality. And
did you skip a line?
Well, I can always go back to that.
Oh, because that's funny.
Yeah,
we're talking funniness. That's funny. That's hysterical.
Well, we'll have to end it with funny, but this is serious. This is very serious. So we had another murder. Well, this one didn't involve a bystander trying to, like the last one where the vigilante hunters that were trying to take down this guy, the Ahmaud Arbery.
How did that ever happen to come out?
Oh, it's still under investigation. I mean, there's a lot of information about it that he was definitely not there being innocent. Like he was there to rob and take, and there was also videos released of him being arrested for theft. And so whatever, I'm just saying what videos that are out there. So I'm not trying to say what I believe or not. However, this one story that just broke, this Minnesota cop, he basically chokes out and strangles this man to death. The victim, his name is George Floyd, and he was laying down on the ground.
Oh, wait a minute. Is it over nasty spaghetti tacos?
No.
Oh.
You're reading through maybe I should space it. It's the wrong time to laugh, Charlie. You're going to get us kicked off the show. But it is serious, and man, this one, these cops, the cop involved, I don't even know his name, but he needs to go to prison for murder. I don't know if you've seen the video. It is insane, dude. Like This guy is on his belly. He can't breathe. He can't breathe because the cop had his knee on the back of the dude's head, like on his neck, and the guy clearly couldn't breathe. I mean, even if you didn't hear him saying, I can't breathe, you would look at that and be like, that dude, there's no way that dude can breathe. So this cop had his knee on the dude's neck, and that you could hear the guy fighting for air, and then he says, I can't breathe. And then these bystanders are helpless because you can't do anything to help. You're watching a dude be murdered, and you're standing there with a video camera, and that's all you can do. And you have to watch a life be taken. And they're telling these cops, they're like, look, the dude he can't breathe. Look at this. He's not moving. Eventually, the cop kept his knee on the dude's neck, and eventually the guy stopped moving. And so they start saying, the guy is not moving. He's not moving. And the cop kept his knee on the dude's neck. And eventually he took it off, or they checked the pulse. The dude was dead. Killed him, straight up murder. There's no way around that. I don't care if the dude was resisting arrest a little bit. Like, that dude, and if, no matter what it is, like, that has to change. Like, the way they take people down and, like, put their knee on their neck. They did that to Eric Gardner in, I think it was New York. They choked the dude out. Like, put him in a chokehold. This douchebag cop put him in a chokehold. The guy couldn't even breathe at all. And he choked him out, killed him. Straight up killed him. So that is just, that's a tragedy. And I'm definitely sorry for I guess his last name's Floyd family, all those loved ones of George Floyd. I feel your pain. I hope stuff like this just stops. It needs to stop. And I think,
Was there more than one cop?
yeah, there was one cop guarding, and he wasn't listening to the bystanders. And then the cop, that crazy psychopath cop that just kept his knee on the dude's throat. I just don't understand that. I don't understand it at all. And he just choked the life out of him. Even when the dude was limp and not moving, he kept his knee on him. Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. And I definitely pray for justice. They fired the cops involved, and they will definitely go to prison. There's no question that this is a slam dunk case like no other. I mean, Eric Gardner was also that as well, because, I mean, you clearly saw it choke the life out of him. Same thing with this guy. So, tragedy, horrible. Pray for the family. Justice for George Floyd. So, and he's being defended by that civil rights lawyer. He's real famous. His name's Ben Crump. Very successful civil rights lawyer. And he's representing the family, so that's pretty awesome. They'll definitely be taken care of. So, but moving along from that very sad, depressing story, there is still good things out there in the world, and they're worth talking about. And one of them being the little segment that you thought I was skipping. I was working that in, Charlie. One of the good things out there is just laughter, laughing at people, no matter who they are. And one of those people being Joe Biden. He is hilarious, guys.
Should I pull that up?
Yeah, well, I don't know if we could.
If I hold it up here, they'll be able to hear it. They won't be able to see it.
I could do it through my phone. But yeah, I'm going to pull that up here. So Joe Biden was on, well, we saw there's two major things that just happened to Joe Biden. It's hard to keep up with the Joe Biden breaking news stories, but okay, so Joe Biden, for one, he says he was talking to that Charmaine guy from Breakfast Club, and he said, look, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. guys, what the heck is this dude thinking? You're trying to get the African American vote, okay, which they're key to Democrats winning, okay? Most of them vote Democrat. And you just told them, okay, if they don't vote for you, they're not black. Dude, you're crazy. You just gave away the election. It's done for you. There's no way you're going to bounce back from that. And so the other thing, I'm going to pull that up right here. And every one of you guys, sorry, I was putting in the wrong. Every one of you guys know exactly what's coming. Joe Biden says that he would vote for himself. And I got to pull this up here. Let's see here. I want
He's going to vote for himself. He's going to beat himself.
Yeah. Or yeah, he's going to beat himself. That's it.
I'm prepared to say that I have a record of over 40 years and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
Did you hear that?
I'm going to beat Joe Biden. That is hilarious.
Biden is going to beat Joe Biden.
Are you tired of the media spinning the truth and pushing false narratives?
Yes, we are. Stop.
Wow, that is absolutely did not work out at all. That gets the big womp, 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 womp. But no, that's funny, guys. That is Joe Biden. Dear God, that guy is just gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I mean, it's. I feel horrible because it almost seems like it's a medical problem. Like he has some kind of mental problems. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm not a doctor, but
do you think he's reading off a prompter and there's somebody that's changing
that's
the prompt?
changing it, and he's just like, huh? Wow. So yeah, Joe Biden
I
makes
like suckers and women.
I like lollipops and sniffing people. Maybe he was a dog in another life. I don't know. But yeah, so he screwed up with saying the comment about the African Americans. Charlie's dying over there. First he was going deaf, and now he's choking on water. He can't even drink water. I thought Joe Biden was bad.
All right. Let me tell you a story about the drinking water.
Okay, now we're going to drinking water story. Here we go.
Everybody has a uvula, it's called, that hangs down in the back of your throat. Well, part of my sleep apnea a few years back, I had the uvula removed and the tonsils removed. So even my saliva
now I feel horrible.
will go down the wrong pipe.
Thanks for making me feel horrible, Charlie. That's like back in the day, I used to be the champion of mama jokes, okay? Until I said a mama joke to someone that their mom died, okay? And they're like, dude, my mom died. And I felt horrible.
Did she really die, or they were just trying to get your go?
They seem serious, so I had to think that through before I was...
Dude, my mom just died.
So how I had to approach future mama jokes is like, hey, man, is your mom still alive?
If so,
okay. Your mom is so... But, I was so good at it, man. I don't want to say any now because nowadays you offend people so easily and trigger them. So I don't want to say anything that will trigger anybody and
that's
their PTSD or whatever they're going
Is that like blonde jokes?
Blonde jokes. We can't trigger blonde people. They're very, very, very important to society. I mean, I've seen people that weren't blonde that were... I mean, I'm not blonde, and I've done some crazy stuff.
Were you born blonde, though?
Maybe. I was born blonde-ish. Silver.
I was born blonde, and now I'm this.
Yeah. So, does that little thing that you had happen to your throat, does that affect anything else? Like your singing abilities?
I don't know if
especially at
it's
Easter when you're
Arise, my
there's a
love.
story behind the backstory behind that. He was singing at an Easter gathering. I've talked about it before, and he was singing "Arise, my love." It's crazy.
Yeah, the guy that had the solo before me sang out of tune, which threw me way off.
and that threw Charlie off, of course, and that's the reason why that happened.
I'm not that great of a singer to begin with, but when something like that happens and
It does throw you off.
play by ear and
It's kind of like the awkward clapper guy. It's like you're trying to. I used to be a worship leader, singing, and you got the guy clapping on the third beat, and you're just like, you want to just stop the worship and like, listen, God loves you, especially when you don't clap.
but
And
what about that girl or the guy in the back with the cymbal?
oh, geez, the cymbal shaker. Yeah, or you get the what is it? Just shofar, the big horn.
Oh,
they
the
come in there out of the
shofar.
blue. Yeah, shofar, and you're just getting lost in worship, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you think like the calling the cows home, or like you just war broke out. And then I've heard of people coming in with swords, man, like a Braveheart sword, and swinging around. Some crazy
Snakes,
people.
I heard people bring snakes in too.
Yeah. Snakes indeed. So I saw this crazy picture on the internet, and dude, somebody made a spaghetti taco. Can you believe that? I'll show a picture to you guys.
That
You have to
actually
tell me.
sounds
Did
really
you see
good.
it?
What's the difference between a spaghetti taco and a macaroni and cheese pizza? You ate a macaroni and cheese pizza just yesterday.
Spaghetti taco. So the spaghetti taco, it was like take a can of like SpaghettiOs and you just dump it in a taco and eat that. That's disgusting, dude. I'm gonna show them the picture, and they're going to probably throw up when they see it. But
What about a taco hot dog
taco hot dog.
or a pizza dog?
I've had probably
Coming
tortillas
to your
with-
store shelves soon.
What is it? Pizza dog?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pizza dog
Interesting.
and a hot dog.
Oh, we got to try out that. That's the product we got to do that. What is it? The sausage bacon?
The sausage, not sausage bacon, because it's not bacon.
What's it called?
Sausage strips.
Sausage strips. Yeah, we're going to have to try that.
That's good. I had some yesterday for breakfast, actually.
Wow. Wow. So I was going to say that was like so random. I went from talking about, about, what we were just talking about, straight to nasty spaghetti tacos. But what I wanted to say about, I was talking about worship leading. There was a thing I just saw today that was released. I saw it on Fox News, but the lead singer from the band Hawk Nelson.
Ooh.
You know that song?
No.
Drops of.
No, but my oldest nephew's best friend is the lead guitarist for Hawk Nelson.
Really? Well, you're gonna really be sad by this story. You know that song like "Drops in the Ocean."
Yeah.
Well, the lead singer of that band came out and said he doesn't believe in God anymore. He's not a Christian, doesn't believe in God, and it's been going on for a long time. That's been happening a lot, by the way. There's people that you'd be stunned that just don't believe. And even right now in the music industry, in the Christian music industry,
Yeah.
there is a lot of people that are big time worship leaders or just Christian artists, and you would never know the kind of life they're living behind the scenes that's hypocritical, or even the mindsets they're having. Like they may not even believe, or used to believe, no longer believe. I know I was into Christian hardcore rock and roll music, and a lot of my favorite bands obviously came out and they're like, yeah, no, dude, we don't believe in God anymore. Not at all. But that threw me off because I was always a huge fan of Hawk Nelson since I was a kid, and definitely didn't expect that. But you know what? With all that being said, I don't throw any stones at him. So, because I think everybody in
Could
there.
be just a phase.
Well, I mean, think about it. Everybody has their own personal journey that they're on, and we can't just peer into somebody else's and and point the finger at them and then throw stones at them, because we got our own path that we're walking down, and we need to worry about our own selves and lift other people up. I mean, that's the way I see it in this world. But this guy, you know what? He grew up in the church. His dad was a pastor. He's always been around Christianity his whole entire life. Lived it, breathed it, constant, 24/7. And so this is his first time, I believe, like going down this path, you know. It may not be what others, you know, in the Christian world would want for him to do, but if you believe in God, you believe that God is in control and that he has this guy's life in his hands, you know, like he's taking care of him. And so, you know, just love him. Don't judge him, respect him, and still be a fan of his, you know, because he's an amazing artist and he creates good music. And so I definitely wish him the best of luck and, you know, and what he's doing in his next season of his life. I know he's going to get a lot of hate, and he's probably walked away from it all. You know, I mean, he made his living as being a Christian worship or Christian artist, and now it's all gone. You know, they probably won't play him on the radio anymore. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll work out.
Yeah.
But I had a few other things I wanted to talk about, and we are running out of time, but we can't leave. We cannot leave.
No, we cannot.
Without doing what every fan of this show just comes here to see, is this right here.
What's in Charlie's bag?
Let's do it, Charlie.
All right. Today in Charlie's bag we have...
Or a drawer. Charlie's drawer.
Yeah, today it's a drawer.
A drawer and a bag.
We have this nice little aluminum foil plate here.
Okay.
And
I can smell it.
you're smelling this probably.
Okay.
Apple licorice.
Oh, I love apple. And by the way, we're not doing necessarily challenges. We don't do challenges. We're just seeing simply what is in Charlie's bag. And every day it's something different.
Something different.
So we got, what is this? Apple licorice?
Apple and watermelon.
And watermelon. Yeah. Wow, I can really smell that.
Yeah, they're strong. And on this nice little plate.
Wow, I could just see the subscriber count just... I can hear that button clicking. Okay. So we got some cheese.
Got some cheese.
So what kind of cheese is this, Charlie? It looks pretty disturbing.
That is for you to taste and find out.
Okay, well, you're throwing me off here. Oh my gosh, guys, this is going to be another spicy... It's not head cheese, is it?
Head cheese is meat.
There's no pig stuff in there, right?
That's meat.
Okay. You're going to try it too, right? Yeah. I'll just break a piece off so I don't waste. All right, here we go. That's sharp cheddar. Oh, boy. That's spicy, man. Ooh. That's some that's some hot cheese, man.
Let me go into my photos.
So what about this one? Is it the same thing?
That one you just tried is Yancey's Fancies New York Artisan Cheese Hot Stuffed Buffalo Wing.
That's actually
cheddar cheese.
It's really good. Like, it's super good, and it's extremely hot. So I'm gonna try this one.
Just a little piece. Come on.
I don't want to waste it. I mean, I can eat more. Try.
Do that.
I don't eat random green things sitting on my plate. That's good too. That's really good. Let's try this because we're running out of time.
No, you gotta eat that last piece. That is Henning's Wisconsin Hatch Pepper Cheese.
Wisconsin. Oh, they're famous for cheese.
And last but not least,
That one's more creamy.
Is Hoffman's Sweet Heat Habanero Monterey Jack cheese with jalapeno and habanero peppers.
Okay, so that was the least spicy, the one that has habanero in it. This sucker right here was by far the spiciest.
The buffalo wing.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you if you eat that, you'll change your mind.
I bet you not. All right, we got to move along here. We're running out of time.
I'm going to eat it then.
He's going to eat it. Charlie's going to go for it. And then I'm going to try out. Maybe that's what we should do is just like rep like different products and stuff. And then we could sell them for people. We could try them at the end. This is the green apple licorice. It's good. Lastly, the what'd you say this was? Strawberry? Cherry? Watermelon. Boy, that's still spicy. That I'll tell you what, that death nectar ruined my taste buds for spicy. All right. That's pretty good. Really, really good products. We got cheese and licorice and
Look, it's a Christmas.
oh, it's like Christmas. Yep. All right. Well, guys, we rambled on long enough. And we just want to thank you for sticking around, listening to us just talk about a whole lot of stuff. A whole lot of stuff. Good stuff, bad stuff, funny stuff. We even tried some licorice, some cheese. We hope you're happy. From all of us here, me and Charlie, and hopefully some future guests. Thank you for being patient and supporting this channel. I love you very much. You are listening to This Can Make Us Famous podcast. Stay tuned for the next one. It'll be fantastic.